time to face your just desserts.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and I'm playing Yuma, Proud Protector. Yuma is a pre-con commander from Thunder Junction. That means it's a commander-only card, but you are able to play it in Brawl. Yuma gets discounted based on a number of lands in your graveyard, and can also get you 4/2 cacti, these plant warriors with reach, whenever a desert is put into your graveyard from anywhere, whether you're sacrificing it, discarding it, or milling it. Yuma also has this enters the battlefield or attacks, lets you sacrifice a land to draw a card, this like baby Gitrog monster ability, and guess what? He works well with Naya Landfall. So this is a deck with a lot of Naya Ramp and Landfall cards. You might notice I don't have things like Felidard's Retreat because I don't really feel confident in my ability to go wide with anything other than a Scoot Swarm. Since we're putting things in the graveyard, we're also playing our lands from grave, putting more lands into graveyard, and of course we're hoping to Escapeshift to put all the lands into the graveyard and to get a fresh set of them. This deck benefits a lot from having some good high-end cards, and since we're in Naya colors, I put in the big one, Zacama Primal Calamity. I would actually say that Zacama is the best alternate commander for this strategy, and because we care about deserts, I'm running not every desert, but every desert that's kind of good in this deck. I'm not running the cycling ones, but I'm running the ones that sacrifice for abilities, that help us fix and ping our opponents, and a couple of the other ones that just have other nice abilities like, you know, Desert, which is a desert. The self-mill cards in this deck are also a little bit scattered. I found that they didn't do that much, but Satyr Wayfinder is a classic. Palantir of Orthanc is just a really great card. And if you have Titania, as well as her associated land, Argoth, you can use Argoth to mill yourself, make bears, and eventually meld them together. I've actually melded Titania twice while I was practicing with this deck, which is a lot more than I've ever melded Titania before. I also have a bunch of abilities that let me play additional lands, because if we're sacrificing them, we have to get more of them into play. So we're going to take Yuma into the queue, and we're going to dig up a desert. Elesh Norn. This is the Elesh Norn that punishes us for dealing damage to them. Not to be confused with the Elesh Norn that shrinks our creatures and grows their creatures, or the Elesh Norn that turns off enter the battlefield abilities for the opponent while doubling their own. Die. I deal 1 damage. If by the way, the 5-mana Elesh Norn is in this deck because it doubles landfalls, and it's also just really, really good. Scavenger Grounds. I'm going to use the Bramble Familiar for some ramping. And hopefully we can get down the Vine Soul Spider to start filling our graveyard up with random lands to discount Yuma. This is a digital-only card. I love it in my Gitrog monster deck, too. It's the kind of ability that's not always what you want, but in very, very, very specific decks, it's exactly what you want. Like this deck. And I want you to hopefully mill the desert after Yuma's out. Smothering Tithe punishes me for drawing cards. I don't have anything I can do to stop it there. Okay, I am actually going to pay the 2 here. And I'm going to get lost the Smothering Tithe, because I would very much like to draw cards. Command Tower in the grave. I'm fitting my deck. Yes, the Yuma's ability will draw cards. Spelunking would draw a card. The clue tokens draw cards. Ooh, making a big Elesh Norn. I think you can attack him with the Skyclave Apparition. I clearly want to keep putting stuff in my graveyard. It makes me happy. It makes Yuma happy. I didn't get a land on top. I can technically play those lands from grave. If these were sacrificable lands, I think I would go for Conduit here. But instead, I'm feeling Spelunking or Augur of Autumn. I'm going to go for the Augur. Lets me play lands off the top. That's a land. Still have a land on top of the deck. And since Vine Soul Spider is grabbing a random land in my deck, this is still on top. Sweet. I can play Yuma next turn. I don't know if I will play Yuma next turn, though. Are you gonna take out my spider? Aw, dang. Invasion of Govakan, they can tax one of the cards in my hand, putting it in exile. Who do you hit? Oh, okay. Good for the conduit, the thing that's letting me play things from graveyard. Trying to grow the Skyclave Apparition. They're going to get the Invasion of Govakan, which is going to keep growing their attacking creatures. I don't want to give up my Augur of Autumn yet. See if there's a land on top. There is not, but there's a very good card on top. Is this my Yuma turn? Do I want to undo my hard-earned ramp? Yeah, I'm gonna play Yuma. And I can sacrifice one of these. Gets me the 4-2, draws me a card. Oh, nice. Kami of Bamboo Groves on top of the deck. I have, Coven, so I can throw this into play. I don't have a land in hand, though, so it won't bring anything into play. It just moves it off the top of the deck, gets me closer to more lands. They're, like, looking at Augur of Autumn, like, you have more text? Oh, yeah, she does. This is the reason I play Augur of Autumn over cards like Radha. Radha also lets you play lands off the top. She even grows based on a number of lands. But Augur of Autumn is such a sweet card, since it also lets you play creatures off the top. We know they have Iganjo. Hey, Ganjo. Buffing up those creatures. And not attacking in. We've got Jetmir's Garden. So I'm going to lead with Spelunking. So this will come in untapped. We're feeling Tireless Tracker, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Fable to Babel. Oh, I'm about to get tied. I gotta play this land first. We have this, enter tapped, and then enters untapped. There's another desert, the Abraded Bluffs. And having one extra mana is pretty nice because it means that I'll be able to pay for Elish Norn's tax ability. Oh, hey Wandering Emperor. That's why you were holding 4 mana up. Bigger, first strikier Elish Norn. Giant, oh, rip Yuma. Okay. Rip Yuma. Yuma's was gonna give us such a nice big verdant rejuvenation. So XX chunky Elish Norn. Double on the Elish Norn. Hey. Uh-huh. We have an Oracle of Moldiah on top of the deck. I will discard both of these lands. I think one would also be fine. Oh, Sun Titan! I was just thinking Yuma, but like... sounds really fun. I do have a desert I can sacrifice. I'm gonna go for the Yuma. And I do like sacrificing. This draws. Hopefully there's a land on top. There's not a land on top. So I would have to attack in to get a 4th land here. Or a 4th mana source, sorry. Go ahead and boop Elish Norn with Path to Exile. Enjoy your basic land. They could have given it hexproof. They chose not to. I'll swing with... I want one or both. both. I'm gonna sacrifice my Goblin Shaman here. Play the Tireless Tracker. Wait a minute. That's an odd move. This is gonna be a farewell. Things like that, I don't trust. That play was sus. Yeah, I didn't like that. It made me uncomfortable. Flame Jumper. Hey, I actually have fewer lands than you. I don't have land tax in this deck, by the way. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm a Naya ramp deck. I'll always have more lands than my opponent. And then I just start sacrificing lands like, oh, never mind. Here's a land. Henge. There was a Nissa underneath that. Hello, Zakama. Prismatic Vista for more landfall triggers. We'll see what Nissa finds for us. Oh, I thought there was going to be a Portal Wipe that last turn. Aw, Blossom and Tortoise. I love Blossoming Tortoise. We got Multani. Yes, I love Multani. I don't think I want to attack in here. I think that would be bad for me. But next turn... Oh, we got stuff next turn. We even have deserts we can sacrifice to deal 2 damage. We're gonna start, though, with Zakama, because Zakama is something special. They're getting rid of Nissa, removing her abilities permanently. Remember, they do still have the double strike. And depending on how willing I am to take damage... Oh. I guess I could just play Elish Norn again. And I would... Yeah. It's fine with me. They're not going to crack open the Light Shield Array. They didn't tap anything. Yuma has a very large discount because we've been putting so many things in our graveyard. Yuma only costs 5. Oh my gosh, wait, there's an Omnath too? Okay, so we have to QQ. That's a shorthand for tapping all your lands. Zakama! And I know I could play the land first, so get me 1 more mana. However, I want the land fall. Land falls, I should say, since we can go boop, boop, boop. You enter tapped, but actually you don't, because we have a Spelunking. I have to pay the 1. No, I'll lose the 2 life. Ooh, Bristly Bill. Yuma's like, wait, what about me? This is my deck. Shh, sweetie. I am going to make a copy of Oracle of Moldiah. So I can play more lands. Yes, Bristly Bill, make my monsters grow! This is Bill's deck now! Oh, it's so beautiful. We're gonna Sword Zealous Norn. They protect. So we don't attack in. Pass the turn. If they top deck a Wrath, I mean, Elish Norn technically wipes the board. It just takes a few turns. They always have access to a Wrath. Oh, they did top deck a Wrath. Huh, so that's a 2020 Incubate token, huh? Oh, it doesn't have haste, so, well then.
Show them how we breed.
And it will get double strike. We have Argoth and Titania. I think I should start with that. Or do I want to go Yuma Verdant? Let's go Yuma Verdant. Not sacrificing. That seems like it'll protect me. Destroy target, artifact or enchantment. That's an artifact or enchantment. They're artifact tokens. Uh-huh. Oh, gee, there's a lot of stuff happening, huh? Okay, how much mana do I have? Huh. Those are clues. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play Titania. And I'm gonna discard as many of the deserts as I can. So we're gonna keep Sun Titan. Balgate Recovery, because it could be anything. Ancient Green Warden. Cityscape Leveler. Lightning Bolt. I guess Multani. One more? I could choose one more? I don't need no stinking lands. And just Restoration. So a bunch of deserts just went into my graveyard, and a bunch of lands went into my graveyard. So I think we've rebuilt successfully. So what can you do now, Elish Norn? You can make a 1/1. They exiled my commander. They're like, yeah, heck this guy. Guess what? He only costs 3 mana because I filled my graveyard up. We were gonna meld. We were gonna meld! Also, I was going to bring back all of the lands from my graveyard into play using that meld. Oh, that was beautiful. GG. Kellen the Kid is all about casting things from anywhere other than your hand, which is kind of like that other guy, Bird. Do you guys remember the Bird? Oh, I was trying to click on the mountain. Apparently I didn't click on the mountain. That's fine. I don't need to Faithless Looting. Vega! Yes, I'm thinking of Vega, but this is like Vega with more colors and better abilities. Well, sort of better. Ooh, Dust Animus. That's a fun one. I'm pondering my orb. I'm also ramping. Helen has like a Halo energy sword. I know. Everybody just looks at him as like, what? Why does he have that? Universes Beyond? Halo? No, the only Halo we have is the dust from the angels. Don't call it angel dust, though. Oh, also, adventures work with Kellen. I don't have anything of power forward reader. But I do have Titania. And I could ramp, or I could ponder my orb. I'm gonna ponder my orb. Oh, it's 2 lands. So, here's the good part. They're going to mill. Putting land in graveyard makes Yuma happy. It also makes Titania happy. She's like, yay, gain a life. If they play Dust Animus here, it will be the 4/5 flying lifelinker. Nice. It doesn't mean that they'll get the ability off Kellen, though. The free spell. Is there an explanation for the weapons in the cards? So apparently that's what Thunder is. The Thunder of Thunder Junction is that weird glowing energy stuff that you see. Which, yeah, right? Like, that's weird. I'll sacrifice this desert. Oh, it's Argoth! The Titanium Meld genuinely approaching. They're going to be able to destroy Palantir of Orthanc using Helen next turn, so I'll probably have to use the Swords of Plowshares on him. Alright, neither of these are... Neither of them are deserts, but we do still gain life. I'm going to throw the Beside to the bottom. And this also, like, future discounts Yuma. Yay! Titania! Oh my god, am I gonna get 2 more melds today? This is so thrilling. I have been... Like, we have been setting up for Titania Meld in almost every game that we've gotten her out. We find the Argoth. We get her in play. It's so nice. Alright, Elven Chorus before that resolves. I'm gonna try to Swords to Plowshares Kellen because I must protect my orb. They swan-songed. Okay. These can now all tap for mana, and they can cast creatures off the top of their deck. This is a Naya Titania deck. Yuma's just here. He's like, what about my baby cactus? Yes, those are going to be very good at killing Kellen. So I'll block Kellen with my cactus guy. Oh, hey, Jace. I forgot you existed. Are you gonna plot? Oh, they're gonna draw and discard. I'm gonna flip this over. That casts a spell. By the way, Battles casts a spell from somewhere outside of hand, too. Argoth! Okay. Oh my gosh. Hey, Zakama. Now, she won't be cast. But I'll be honest, I don't think it matters. That's a Zakama. Oh no, you mean, oh yeah. I'm gonna try to get more lands into my graveyard right here. Hell yes. Because when Titania Meld, she brings them all back. So if there's a board wipe here, I've kind of locked myself into, like, the worst situation. But if there isn't a board wipe here, all those lands in my graveyard come back. And then I have Zakama, who can spend a lot of mana. Oh my gosh, the Meld! Yes! I feel so powerful! Good game, Kellen. Omnath, Locus of the Royal. Hey, I've got an Omnath too, but I don't really have any super early ramp here, which I don't love. Even though I'm going first, I'm going to throw that back and see what I can get. World Soul's Rage, that's kind of cute. Even if I'm just doing it for X equals 1 on turn 3, I am fine with that. I'll start with the Temple Garden. Prismatic Vista we'll use to grab a mountain. And World Soul's Rage is also really nice because we're playing all of these self-sacrificing lands. I'll actually use the Flooded Strand here. I'm just going to do this now because I'm impatient. Grab Jetmir's Garden. Comes in tapped. Hey, see this? Lotus Cobra? That's exactly what I was looking for. So I'll go ahead and crack open this Prismatic Vista. Keep grabbing my beautiful, beautiful lands. And all of these lands in my graveyard are adding toward Yuma's count. X equals 1. 1 damage to any target. Put 1 land, I think I'll go for the Flooded Strand here, from my graveyard into play. So that is something I can sacrifice next turn. And we can keep building toward Yuma. I could actually go for Escapeshift next turn if I just want to like fill up my board with deserts, but I think it's going to make more sense to play Vorinclex over Yuma, or like setting up for Yuma. If I had a landfall thing in play, I would go for Escapeshift. It was an anti-ramp ramp. Yeah, World Soul's Rage is a pretty cool card. I think this is the first deck I've had a chance to put it into, but I am hoping to get to update a bunch of decks with it pretty soon. Here comes Vorinclex. Because we have so many deserts in our deck, we actually have very few basics and similar. I like this Surveil land. I'm only running like, I think 1 Surveil land? 1 or 2. Since it can throw land into graveyard for Yuma. Hi, Omnath. They did 2 damage to my face. And Landfall's going to start getting them card draw pretty soon. Ancient Green Warden's also pretty nice here. Keep cracking open these fetch lands. I can let this come in tapped. Here comes the Yuma. And I'll sacrifice the Flames. Notably, you do not have to sacrifice for Yuma, but like, why not? Something free real estate. Mythweaver Pock. Oh, that's terrifying. Turns our lands into more lands, but they didn't have a land to follow up with. Oh, that's great for me, not for them. I'm gonna bring out the Green Warden so I can start replaying these from graveyard and just keep swinging in. I'm going to decline since I would actually like to ramp a little bit more. And I did just draw my first desert, the Shepherd Dunes. They're going down to 5. They took that whole hit. I'm a little surprised they didn't chump block Yuma since he doesn't have trample. But I think they want to maximize, maybe they have another elemental in hand, the potential for more cards. Mythweaver Pock is going to make a duplicate of the Thundering Falls. They will both enter tapped since it always enters tapped. If I can get to 8 mana, Vert Rejuvenation is really nice with Yuma since he is technically an 8 mana value card. Technically. You don't usually play him for 8 mana. He gets a discount. A Doug Dimma discount. Pock's big enough now. Block Yuma. Now even bigger. They go straight past combat. Nice, a Cityscape Leveler. I can't quite play it here. I'm also getting close to this Vorinclex ability. To Scapeshift or not to Scapeshift? I just want to get this desert in play, so I could sacrifice it to Yuma. I'm going to grab a shield counter, make a Rhino, since we are definitely playing more aggressively here. I'm trying to decide if I just want to swing in with all 3 of these and protect the Vorinclex. I do. So I'm going to swing in with all 3, eat my desert. That will get me a 4-2. They're down a blocker. We have 2 big tramplers. And we're fairly wide, too. Now, if they, like, Cyclonic Rift here, then I have invested those abilities for nothing. I kind of went for the, like, we may as well try it ability. But what's nice is Yuma has been discounted a lot by all these lands in the graveyard. Oh, hey, Taddy Ova. It's going to gain them life, draw them even more cards, since Omnath's already drawing them cards. Oh, in the case of the locked hothouse. I should add that into this deck, too. Thanks for the reminder. Sometimes you gotta make changes to your brew, because you forget that cards exist. Case of the locked house lets us play creatures and lands, and also enchantments. Not that there's many in this deck, or in the top of our deck. That is so many cards in hand. Gonna see if I can maybe mill a desert here. Oh, I milled 2 deserts! Oh, that's great! If I get any deserts that could sacrifice themselves on the amount of mana that I have. No, but this one deals 1 damage, so I'm gonna grab it anyway. Pew pew! I also put a Rattleworm in the graveyard. That gets me more deserts! Yay! Okay, in we swing. I'll sacrifice this Sun-Scorched Desert. Swinging with everything. Just trying to kill him. I think I can pull it off next turn. Or right now. Colossal Rattleworm fetches me a desert and puts it into play. And you know, there's something really special about a lot of the deserts from the most recent set, and it's that they do crime. They had to stifle the desert! They had to stifle the desert. Well, at least now we know what the desert was doing. It was doing that. Alright, Omnath and Pawk. I'm a little terrified by the, like, 10 cards in your hand and the fact that you're both 13/13s. I actually had Stifle. I know! Okay, yep, they're ramping. They're ramping, they're ramping. They're taking an extra turn. And they're stealing spells. This... Oh my god, did you hit a Tali off a Tali? No! Oh no! I think with the extra combat and their ability to remove something here, they just straight up have lethal! Oh, that's tragic! Yeah, force the vigor. Destroy your own case of the locked hothouse. Not like this! Not like this! Well, we were close. Good game. Vadrak, Apex of Thunder. Vadrak is able to get spells, non-creature spells, back from their graveyard and cast them for free. Oftentimes removal. Ooh. There's also like a Vadrak combo, but you can't really pull it off in Singleton. Well, guess what? I've got the ability to search for lands. I have to choose between white and red here. I think I'll grab my single solitary mountain. Ooh, Copperline Gorge. The Satyr Wayfinder. We've got either Abraded Bluffs or the Sun-Scorched Desert. I'm going to pick the Abraded Bluffs. Since next turn I can play 2 lands if I start with the Sword Tooth and then go into the Bluffs. Behold. The desert! Deals 1 whole damage to them. Yeah, go get it. They foretold a card. This could be an extra turn. It could be a counter spell. It could be burn. I don't think it would be the double strike one. Technically in those colors. Blossoming Tortoise. Let's see if this gets countered. They have just like generally counterspell mana up too. No More Lies. That also exiles it. Rough. Swordtooth can't attack until we get more permanents on board. I was really hoping that that turret would find me a 5th land. An orb. Does my orb resolve? Please let my orb resolve. It's a good orb. And I need to ponder it. Boop. Yay. This could also be like Prismari command before this triggers. Oh, nope, they're drawing cards. It was a Behold the Multiverse, some card draw that they had foretold. Surprised they didn't fire that off before this hit end step. Alright, I normally would like just throw these back. But these are such high cost cards, this one. And this one gets actually really discounted by this Swordtooth that I'm going to keep both of those on top. They just hit for 8. Thank you, Palantir of Orthanc. We love you, Palantir of Orthanc. And the Great Henge gets discounted by 5 because we have this Swordtooth. So I should be able to play it. Since I have 4 mana. And that would let me also like follow up with Lotus Cobra, draw a card. Assuming nothing here gets killed or countered or anything else. Oof, yeah. No, my orb! I can't believe you've done this. Well, I mean, I can believe it, but I'm not happy about it. Ooh, a desert. I'm tempted to get lost my own Satyr Wayfinder. Just to get the map tokens, but no, I should save it. It's good removal. If they find a way to mutate, like by getting a token out, they could recast the Brotherhood's End and kill 2 of these. Yuma only costs 6 now, and all our creatures are dead. Fair. Oh, an Argoth. I want to make sure I'm tapping the Scavenger Grounds because I do plan on sacrificing it. Am I going to get washed away? Okay. Move my commander to the command zone. Yep. Argoth, a beautiful island. Solve the equation. What do you tutor for? Farewell. That's fair. Huh. Well, that's fair. Hi, Jaya.
Fighting everything with fire burns all your bridges. Go on.
I'm not really running a lot of the, generally very Gruul cards in this deck. Things like Rhythm of the Wild and similar. Until we draw. Okay, Conduit. That would be destroyed. And we do want to kind of, like, force that in. They're gonna exile Graveyard. No, they don't want to exile Graveyards. It is actively bad for them to be exiling Graveyards because of the, Vadric ability. Yeah, I'll throw that in a grave. Maybe bring it back with the Conduit. Rhythm of the Wild Wild West. Is that an all modes farewell? It certainly was. So Yuma's back to full cost +2, which means now it's time for us to rely on the other cards in our deck, since Yuma is essentially unplayable. I'm sorry, Yuma, you're not one of the better cards in the deck. Oh, baby. Look, you get a Fable the Mirror Breaker, too. Going to channel that to make some lands. Very well, feels stinky. We have it in our deck too. It's I oftentimes describe it as an emergency exit button because that's what it is. Yeah, because this is a token, it will not transform because it gets exiled. They just get this and the discard. And they did mutate. And the mutate is going to grab is Mind Tome. Selendii Vision checks the top card, looks for a nice spell, Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, they could certainly do that to Yuma. We discard lands. Yuma approaches being an affordably castably card. Yay! I will name Human for Yuma. I can also name Ranger. Do you know how many Rangers are in this deck? Not many. Not many. I will sacrifice the Scavenger Grounds, since it is a desert. Oh, look, another desert. Swords to Plowshares on Yuma, as is to be expected. We still get the Plant Warrior token. So if they had done that with slightly different timing, I wouldn't have gotten it. I think they would have had to do it in response to the ability before I choose to sacrifice a land. They really don't like Yuma. If he's going to be the removal magnet, that's fine. Yeah, he took up being a farmer, which is not too different from what he's doing here. He's raising a baby cactus. Oh, they made a copy of Vadric, so they can recast Vadric and mutate Vadric so he gets the trigger twice. So now they can recast Swords to Plowshares and... there's nothing for me. I guess Selendii Vision to search for more stuff. They also made a copy of Fable the Mirror Breaker in hand. Goodbye, beautiful token. I guess you just leave Vadric back. Yeah, that's a good blocker. Until it isn't! I have a ping desert, right? Yeah, I do. I think this line for lethal was going to work. We use the Arid Archway. Time on top, yes please. We should be able to play that again in a turn. Shatter Skull Smashing. Kill this man. Dealing the 2. Something. Gaming. Yeah, because we can use the Shatter Skull to make way. GG. Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients. Nahiri is an Equipments and Warriors commander. This hand has Bristly Bill in it, but not really any ramp or ways to put things in graveyard or removal. The things that I really want early on. I'll keep this. This gives me a desert, some removal, some ramp removal. Things that I want. Howdy, Tiny Bones. Castle Ardenvale. I think we'll grab either the Surveil land or the Triome. Let's grab the Surveil land. I don't need no stinking white mana. Oh, Bristly Bill! Okay, I'll take Bristly Bill. We Surveil. I'll put that in the graveyard, even though it would be my white mana source. I'm gonna get white mana off the Harrow. That is my plan currently. This also can generate white mana, but it's a filter land. Arm Scavenger. That might actually be worth hitting with the Path to Exile. That card gets very silly very quickly. And I wait not a single minute. I am aware that like I could hold on to this because it is a good desert for later. We'll replay with the Brahmanop Excavator. All right, we'll grab Plains and Forest. Bill is buffing. But I don't want to give them a land here. They get an equipment. And the equipment will be only castable until end of turn. Nearly free boots. The more equipment you get into play, Nahiri has more damage on her minus ability. And this Nahiri, by the way, is updated for Arena. She deals more damage, and she gets to dig deeper. And I think she counts like warriors and equipment. She just does a lot of stuff that's all gets better. Alright, now I'm willing to kill you. Bristly Bill, you're big enough to just keep swinging in. Ooh, a Vine Soul Spider. Vine Soul Spider to fill up my gravy. See if I can get a land there. Nope, but I'll take Pock. Pock's annoying. Pock will double up my lands. One of the few ways to get more deserts in Arena. This is the singleton format. If she wants to, Nahiri can come down and kill any of these, except for Bill. They would have to play another equipment first, or warrior. That also works. Taking out 2 of the 3 creatures. The Deafening Clarion. Or a little bit of... I could double the counters, or we could double the land. I want to get 1 counter on Pock. Swinging for 7. And right now, like, Yuma is castable. But Pock is better than Yuma sometimes. Often. And Atali is also a very, 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 very good card. So we have 2 lethal threats on the battlefield. This one's not quite lethal, but it's lethal enough. If we double its counters, it becomes lethal. Landfall being any land entering play would be interesting. There actually is a card that has landfall for everyone. It's Sarah something worm, I think. It was from the I think Brothers War, and it makes a I'm like trying to remember what it does. It makes a tapped Power Stone, I believe, when any player has a land enter the battlefield. Okay. Do you have the Wandering Emperor? Do you have Settle the Wreckage? Oh. Sigrid. Hey, Sigrid. So this lets them exile one thing and block the other. Exiling Bill makes sense since he has all those counters on him. Boop. Bill returns. Welcome back, Bill. About to get 2 more cards in that graveyard. About to get a whole bunch of lands. Now to win the game. GG. Didn't actually play Yuma. Smeagol and me, both putting cards in our graveyard. Smeagol, helpful guide, though, will be taking the lands before they ever make it to our graveyard. I have 3 lands here. I think that's keepable since we do have Bristly Bill and the Tireless Provisioner. Saying hello. Hi. They're gonna be stealing my lands. Yeah. Who will steal lands first? Them, because I don't actually steal lands. Oh my gosh, Jadar is so good with Smeagol! This gives them just like, oh yeah, I just attack with my zombie every turn, and it dies, and so I get a land. This dies, they're gonna get tempted by the ring, and when they're tempted by the ring, they steal. I think Jadar will become their ring bearer. Make him double legendary. Aw, commercial district. I'll just beef these boys some more. Get some treasures. I could go for a very early Escapeshift for the super discount on Yuma. And also for, like, Turbo Bristly Bill action. I've never done Escapeshift this early before. But this sounds great. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? I want deserts. And fetch land. You get a counter. You get a counter. You get a counter. You also get a counter. We get a treasure, a treasure, a treasure, a treasure. I could go for that doubling. I'm gonna play Yuma. And I'm not going to sacrifice a land because I only have 4 of them. Look at that, Yuma, you came out early. Good for you. Pet, 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 pet. Oh, drawing cards, losing life. Demon's Disciple. Right. Bye, monkey. All it took was Escapeshift. A very well-known, extremely fair, fun card. Aw, man, that's my desert! Ooh, they did mill my Cityscape Leveler, though. And I think we have enough mana to bring it out? Because of this. I could also go for the, like, Bristly Bill threaten the lethal here. Because we could double just once. They were going for the Cityscape Leveler. I'm killing Jadar. Do I want to kill Smeagol? I'm gonna kill Smeagol. Just to make their blocks a little worse. Would I like to sacrifice a land? Fine, Yuma. But only because I like you. I'm gonna roll them bones on this Faceless Looting and try to draw some deserts. Okay, well I failed to draw deserts, but that's fine. Cactus McGee doing works. Yeehaw. We know they have blood on the snow because snow-covered lands. But do they have it? They do not! GG, Smeagol. Roxanne, Starfall's event. You know what she does? She makes rocks! She throws them right at your face! And those rocks deal you 2 damage to any target. And they also tap for 1 mana if she isn't on the battlefield, and 2 mana if she is. Roxanne is so nasty in part because she refunds part of her mana cost, which means that you can go wild, swing in with her, giving her haste to deal lots of damage and keep getting more and more mana rocks. You start with a Surveil. I do really want lands, so I will take that. As long as I have a land that can come in untapped on turn 3, we can play Spelunking and lean into the rest of these good cards. I know that I'm not ramping with this current hand, but that's okay. And also, my apartment is shaking right now. The construction vehicles outside do the weirdest things. Very Gruul opener. Rockfall Vale into Spelunking. I'll play this mountain so I can go Pawk into Fabled Passage. Pawk is one of the few creatures that's big enough to survive Roxanne. Howdy, Roxanne! Here she comes. And she gets herself a meteorite. You can continue to open up these Fabled Passages. Hello, yes. My Pawk can grow. And also, doubling this Fabled Passage means more cards in the graveyard, which is good for Yuma. Also, oh god, that is a Fire Emancipation. I don't like that at all. That's scary. So now the rocks from Roxanne are going to deal 6 damage. And she's also hitting for 12, so like... Ah! Fuck, you know what to do. Amy, you know what to do too. Listen, Spelunking, I love you, man, but like, this can't go on. I know I hate to hit the graveyards, but I do have a Strike It Rich in there too. So yeah, sometimes we have to take aggressive measures to survive. There's a reason why it's in the deck. It's on top of my deck, not a land. Now it's on top of my deck. A land! I'm ramping. They discard and draw. They're down to 4 lands. And also, they can play one this turn, get this Goblini rolling. If they attack in with the Goblin, it will get them an extra treasure. And treasures, if Roxanne's out, tap for 2. Boop. Down to 15 life. Ooh, booties! So Roxanne can attack in and go pew pew! Take a Wayfinder. Does that leave me with 4? It does. I have to choose here between, like, the free Yuma versus this. I'm gonna go for the Yuma first. Drawing a card. Loran. Destroying the boots. Holding the Escapeshift. We do have one other desert. Bristling Backwoods. Doubling season gets them double the tokens and double counters for anything that comes in with counters, like planeswalkers or, I don't know, +1/+1 plus fun plus fun. This will give them 2 mana off these treasures. Take the ramp while you can get it. Recycle. I'm an excavator. Nice. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some better lands. Oh, they know what's up. I was gonna sacrifice everything but Argoth. Get a bunch of deserts. All the deserts ping when they enter the battlefield. GG. Yena, Red Tooth Regent. Yena is a doubler for your enchantments. She makes token copies of them, but only if you don't already have another copy of them. I'm gonna grab my 1 mountain. Lovely. Then I'll play my spider, start throwing things in the graveyard. The one thing she really likes to do, though, is copy auras. Yena plus auras. Well, that's good. Nissa? Palantir. Let's go for the Palantir. That'll probably get me some milling. Random land in the graveyard. Neither of those are really lands. And if they mill this, it'll deal some damage. I'd rather either mill something bigger or a land than either of those cards. So I'll throw them to the bottom. I think the World Soul's Rage could have been fine. Ooh, Parallel Lives for the double tokens. Get that healthy double-double. Yuma can come out next turn. Swinging for 3. Not technically a land, but let's see if they mill it anyway, because I'd love to deal 7 damage to them. I'm just like looking at my graveyard, like, yeah. Yay! 10 damage! Once again, the orb is the best card in the game. Sunfall is going to exile all my cool stuff. Oh, but they didn't... Okay, am I feeling Yuma? Yes. So Yuma is going to sacrifice the Sunscorched. I know that that puts me down to 3 lands. But it also gives me 2 creatures. We drew a land. We ping them for 1. Nice. Orb, they have to let us draw. Okay, they don't have to. They should probably let us draw. Lands who needs them? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh. Well, that's just kind of sad. Yuma costs 5, though. I'm gonna keep on pinging, I think. Or do I want to get out one of the lands that would come in tapped otherwise? Nah. So we're gonna make Yuma more expensive. Yenny, you got anything other than board wipes in there? Yay! Nah. Wait, why did they hit artifacts? I should just be happy they didn't hit graveyards. Going to stop my pondering. Oh, right, I have an orb. Had an orb. I'll give you a land. I don't want them copying their parallel lives because that's so scary. Yuma sacrificing the sun-scorched desert so I could use it again. Getting a plant. We drew Explore. It's so many lives. The lives. They live. Five mana. What's that for? What's all that big green mana for? You certainly wouldn't kill Yuma. I mean, you might. Please don't. Doubling seas. Oh my god. Okay, what is... I mean, we have lethal, but I appreciate you going for the double-double. GG, Yenna. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you enjoyed seeing Yuma and his many lands that fall, and also his deserts that go into the graveyard and get dug up. I had a lot of fun getting to play this deck, and I was so excited that I actually managed to meld Titania multiple times today. Considering how infrequently I managed to do that before, this was very exciting, especially considering that I'm not really tutoring for that many lands outside of Primeval Titan in this deck. If you're looking for the deck list, it is in a description of the video, and if you'd like to suggest a commander, like one of the ones from Thunder Junction or the Thunder Junction Commander precons, let me know. They only added the face cards, but I've only brewed 2 of them, Gonti and Yuma so far, so if you'd like to see, I don't know, maybe Olivia with her many, many outlaws, I'd be happy to give it a try. Also, please, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. I am very, very close to 25,000 subscribers, and once I hit that goal, I'll be doing another Brawl Stars Variety Hour where I will play your decks and record them on video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.